Let me just tell you that the New York Times this week acknowledged that Hunter Biden's laptop is indeed the genuine article, right? Okay. Signaling that it is now fine for people to discuss in polite company the awkward situation of Hunter Biden being a crazed maniac.
Point of order.
Yep.
I don't know, 2-3 episodes ago, you brought to everyone's attention the new formal definitions and descriptions of mis, dis, and malinformation.
Yep.
That were published in, I don't remember
exactly.
DHS. The Department of Homeland Security, obviously. And what I didn't see in the descriptions of mis, dis, and malinformation, which are keeping us very safe.
Oh, so safe.
Was a description of at what point, having had a piece of information, or indeed a person, declared to be a purveyor of mis, dis, or malinformation, when reversals happen.
Yes.
As apparently has happened here, and I know I have been avidly paying no attention to this story. But what's the protocol? Like, what is the process
You're missing
for becoming unmis, undis, or unmal informed, or to no longer, to have said something? No.
It's not like that.
Oh.
You have missed the glory of malinformation. Because here's the thing. Let's say you take the laptop story.
We'll need a reminder. So malinformation is, it's true, but we don't like it right now.
It's true, but it causes you to mistrust the government. Okay.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So check me out here. Mm-hmm. Do you remember back during the election of 2020?
Which one? Yeah.
The recent presidential election.
Sure.
You remember that fella from The Apprentice was running against that fella who's lost his marbles?
Indeed.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Some of us at the time, you will remember, were quite alarmed about the Hunter Biden laptop. And the reason we were alarmed was that there were some remarkable things there. A, it suggested a kind of out of controlness right there in the first family, but that's obviously not the presidential candidate. But B, much more importantly, it suggested that Hunter was selling his father's influence.
Right.
He was peddling influence. Where was he peddling influence? Ukraine, right? Mm-hmm. And so the point is, wow, this is really dangerous. You remember what we were guilty of at the time? It was misinformation, because the whole idea that this was really Hunter Biden's laptop and that those things were true, that was Russian disinformation. Okay. Now the New York Times acknowledges it was not Russian.
Can't even keep track. People saying this,
yes,
were engaged in misinformation because they had fallen prey to Russian disinformation.
Right. The Russians had.
But now it turns out it's malinformation because it is true, but it's still bad for the government.
Now you're getting it. Okay, so the point is...
This is great. We did a phylogeny.
When this was misinformation, according to the DHS's modern taxonomy of terrorism...
Which surely they had a private version of back then.
When this was misinformation, because the Russians had planted this laptop with false stuff on it so that we would believe it, right?
Yes.
When it was misinformation, it was terrorism, okay? Now that it turns out, according to the New York Times, the laptop is genuine... It is malinformation and therefore terrorism.
Still terrorism.
Right, exactly. Now, why is the New York Times not guilty of terrorism?
So the addition of malinformation to the taxonomy allows for there to be no mechanism by which you have to slide between categories, because you can keep track if you want to, but regardless, you're definitely guilty of terrorism.
I told you this was going to happen.
Yeah.
You're putting it all together. The fact is, you can't be resurrected for having had the Hunter Biden laptop story correct back during the election.
Still a terrorist.
Right, exactly. You will not be vindicated, right? Because we don't vindicate terrorists because they're bad people.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So
otherwise they wouldn't be terrorists.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something.
Right, or something. So anyway, the real mystery is why the New York Times is not going to be, closed down over its airing of this Hunter laptop story, which because, and I don't have the taxonomy. I don't have access to the inside thinking of the DHS, of course. I'm not up to their level. But because the New York Times was working in the interests of the government back when it turns out to have been spreading misinformation itself, that was the opposite of malinformation, which gave it a pass.
It was like you go right to go, you pass go, you collect your $200, and that's going to protect you. When engaging in anti-malinformation, you have a get out of misinformation free card.
I believe you have just grabbed the brass ring, because what you have effectively done is you have said the only cure for malinformation is anti-malinformation, right? This is a Kendiism, but extended into a new realm.
Kendiism, yes.
Yeah. So, I think the New York Times is inherently anti-malinformation.
And inherently Kendiist.
That they are.
This has gotten silly.
This has gotten... Well, the DHS is a silly organization.
A little bit too silly.